Welcome to Honest Beers. My name is Leggy, and as always, I'm joined by Walley. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm going well. Yeah, going really well. It's good to be back in doing a normal episode. We've done a couple of footy reviews.
Yeah.
We obviously got back from Gather Round a couple of weeks ago.
Was big.
It was big.
Back to normal.
Back to normal programming, which is great. Good to be in here, just talking some shit. I don't think we really need to cover off any.
There'll be nothing groundbreaking.
No, there might be. There might be a little bit of groundbreaking stuff. But
there could be. Before
we get into it, we as I said, we did our review yesterday morning. If you haven't listened to it, have a listen now. But take us through your weekend. Like, what happened? Did you do anything exciting?
Mate, went to the footy. Obviously, a lot of family sport with Jack. That was good. But look, I've got to be honest. The highlight of my weekend was actually a dream I had.
Okay, you've hinted at something here, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Was it an erotic dream?
No.
Okay.
But it did involve love.
Okay.
So I had a dream, and I've when you wake up, I've woken up, I've laughed as I've woken up.
Yeah.
And I've grabbed my phone and I've taken notes. So
can I say before you go into it, are you someone that remembers dreams? Like, are they vivid for you?
Half and half.
Yeah, okay.
Half and half. I will wake up vivid, and then I'll wake up next day and go, oh, and the next day it could be just like, what was that? I don't know. So I'm half and half. There's no there's no hard and fast rule on this. So this is I'm not.
I'm just
saying,
looking at your phone. You've got
there's a
lot
bit
of notes.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not saying that this is a pitch to TV stations, but this could be a pitch to TV stations. Okay. So the dream I had was you and me were hosting a dating show on TV.
Okay.
That's the starting point.
An existing dating show?
No.
Okay.
It was a new show, and it was like the first episode. I don't remember all the details, but we were definitely the host, and I guarantee you this sort of show hasn't happened before. So how it works is contestants had to compete to get matched up. Now, that's a little bit fuzzy on details, but we can work through that.
Sure.
We can work out the details on that. But essentially, they had to compete to get matched up. Like, it was almost like this person would match with this person.
Yep.
But when they're matched, they had to communicate through us only. Like on just text message, just every day. You and me were just texting.
So and they're texting us, and then we're verbally.
A bit of that.
Okay,
It was a bit of text. So let's say, for the purpose of the show, that what would happen is that they're there, we're here, and the other one's here.
Yep.
They might text me. I'll go, hey, do you want to tell your person this? Or we can work out the details later.
Yep.
That's it. So when they're matched, they had to communicate. Now, if through those communications they both decide they want to go on a date, they couldn't just go on a date. They had to put on an SGM on the footy and get it up, and then if it won, they got to go on the date. God. This is what the dream was doing. And I remember it clearly being a multi because we were all cheering on the last league because we thought that they were going to be really good together.
Oh, my God.
Then it won, and they both wanted to go on a date, and we both text our – this is where it got super vivid. We both text our contestants and go, where do you want to go? And this is niche because I reckon I haven't been to this place in years, and I reckon we probably haven't
So the SGM got up?
The SGM got up. Yep. They're both going on a date. So we both text and we both looked at our phones and it was like, God knows how long they're in the studio for, by the way. And both looked at our phones and we go, they both want to go to State of Grace in the city, Melbourne City, for drinks. And it was like, so weird that I thought of that place. I haven't been there in forever.
Yep.
And shout out State of Grace, good on you. And they both wanted to go. So it was real niche. That tells me we're probably due for a drink at State of Grace.
Yep.
So
do we go on the date with them?
We don't get to that, but this is where the last little kicker was. We turned to each other and go, what's the person's name? And I can't remember the names. What we worked out at this point is that they were both women, but we hadn't asked their preferences. And our theory was at that point, we go, do you know what? Love's love. They'll be fine. And then I woke up.
Wow. There is a lot to it.
Oh, no, there was one other. Oh, my God, the last note. That's right. We went to the producers, and the producer said, "Don't worry, regardless, it'll make for good TV."
Oh, that is so what the producers would say as well.
This.
So they just assumed that
No, we just assumed.
Well, we just assumed, but they had no idea the gender.
We don't see any of that, Simon.
But they had no idea. Yeah, well, you know, gender is a social construct, Michael. But no, did they see? They just thought they would if
they just didn't know who they were talking to. They were just going. They're learning about this person through us.
Yeah,
and so I'm not. Don't get me wrong. This needs some work.
A lot of betting companies would be happy that that their bets got up and that they're talking to a different audience.
That's exactly right.
Like that'd be very.
There's a bit of work it needs, but there could be something here.
There's a show called like Bet on Love or something.
Yeah,
like
it'd be
that.
something like that. Yeah. I'll bet on you.
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
So that is the dream that happened, and I was just like, I got up and I'm like, oh my god, because when you I woke up and I laughed to myself.
The funniest thing is I'm trying to think about like the fact that they have to go through us to communicate. Like it's just such a random role.
I know.
Host.
I don't know if we need to have that.
Shouldn't we have been giving them like our mail for the SGM?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how it got up. That's right. I don't remember teams. I don't remember anything, but I just remember it went from now, what are you betting on, to us celebrating? And there was a real vibe in like the whole studio that we wanted these two to get together and make it.
Yep. What kind of broadcaster do you reckon would create a show like that? Oh, I mean, Channel 10 needs something.
Mate?
Yeah, 7 mate. Channel 10 needs something.
KO? Channel 10 would, but they just, I don't know, man. Like it's just, they could.
We got to pitch this.
I reckon we could. Who would pick it up?
Oh, I think Channel 10 would.
Channel 10's probably the one. I mean, okay. So
Channel 10 needs viewership, so even the outrage that would come from it because there's betting involved in it, I still think.
Would it be less outrage if they were betting on the horses, not sport, because that's acceptable? So you have to go.
It's less outrageous.
What about this? We could change this completely. Like it could be you're going to go with us. You're not on a date, and we're going to go to the track together, and you're going to meet them, and then you got to bet and win. And anyway, so we're getting this is going down a rabbit hole. But the point was, it's a show about love and betting.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the two can work. The two can mix.
100%.
No, that is very good. That's extraordinary. When you did hint at something like that.
Yeah,
I had no idea. What else over the weekend?
Just, mate, to be honest, kids' sport now has taken over.
I saw a photo of you. That's what I wanted to bring up. I saw a photo of you were you goal umpire?
Goal umpire, yeah.
That's good. How'd you go? Any mistakes?
No, none. Got down on the
many go through?
A little bit. Yeah.
Like floodgates?
Yeah, I had the scoring end.
Okay.
So
buying a gale down at...
was it, mate, do you know where we played? Do you know where the kids played? Glen Ferry Oval.
Oh, wow.
The Heartland.
Geez, you would have loved that.
Glen Ferry Oval.
So
we went and played on Glen Ferry in the morning and then went and watched the Hawks in the afternoon. Extraordinary scenes. So, no, it was great. Tell you what, you can tell, like, this is the age now when they're sort of 7, 8, they start to separate a bit, and there's these kids that have just got talent.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Do they get, like, reined in, or are they allowed to take 17 bounces and run the whole field? Like, is it that bad? Or
because they're in, what's it called? You're in segments. What are you? Zones.
Oh, okay.
So you're in zone. Forgot zones.
Like
you're in 3 zones, so it's hard to run, and they don't. There's kids
like
they just tackle and all that.
Yeah,
but it's honestly, you get some of the kids are just kicking absolute snags. It's great. But no, a lot of fun. Dave Roden-esque, my performance. I would have thought. I smiled the entire way through it.
That's good.
So it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Very good. Now, as I said, we've done our footy show. We want to talk about just what's going on, but I feel like my weekend was filled with getting spam text messages from the trumpeter Patriots.
The Patriots. So, okay, I'm not massive on the name. I think that it's a little bit like the last one. It's Clive Palmer, isn't it?
Yeah. It was.
What was his last one?
Oh my God, I've had a mental blank.
Was it just called like the Clive Palmer party? Oh no, it was national one. It was like an old.
It was yellow colorings again, but it was.
But wasn't it like an old propaganda saying?
Let me work it out. Wasn't it like United? Was it United? Like
United Party.
Yeah,
that's what it was. But no, it was and then the slogan was "Make Australia Great."
Yeah, United Australia Party. That was it. Freedom forever, they claimed.
I dare say that we're far from united.
But how's the text? So this is one of the ones
that banner.
This is one of the ones I got. I think a lot of people got this one. I think this was the one that was particularly.
Is this the one with the percentages on it?
Yeah. Take your super anytime. Cut immigration by 80%. 3% home loans. Forgive student debt, and then vote Trump to Patriots. The ironic part of all of this is cut immigration by 80%, but the guy who authorised the text, her name is Fong. It seems ironic to me, but
there you go.
But yeah, just extraordinary. Just on the election though, so it's on Saturday. In case you weren't aware,
I'm very excited.
Which seat are you in?
I don't know anymore. I just go. I don't know.
You don't actually know which seat?
I don't know. I know. I always forget the names of it, but I know
Higgins. Jack?
I don't think it is Higgins. I don't think it's Jack Higgins anymore.
Really?
I have to check.
So I used to be Higgins. Now I'm in Melbourne, which is a Adam Bant. Like it's Adam Bant's like $1.06.
How does that happen? How did we let that happen?
Yeah, multiple elections in a row.
Do they serve, when you go and vote, do they serve vegan sausages?
Do you know that I've never, ever voted in a voting booth?
Yeah. I can't imagine you'd enjoy going to those.
Well, would
you become abusive of some of the people trying to hand pamphlets out?
Well, so when I was in year 12, and it was my first ever voting year, and I turned 18, was 07, Kevin 07, and I was at schoolies. And so I knew that I was going to be at schoolies on election day.
So you did a postal vote.
So I did a postal vote. And when I put my name down to do a postal vote, I'm now entered into the system as forever doing postal votes. So whether it's state, federal, whatever.
Do you prefer it?
I prefer it. Like, I actually haven't done it yet. It's probably been sitting in my mailbox for 2 weeks. Yeah. But it's easy. You just tick what you need to tick, walk down to the local post office, put it in there. There's no queues you need to line into.
Yeah.
I don't have to see all the lame social media shit about democracy sausages and all that crap.
Yeah, that's true.
Or have people shoving pamphlets in my face.
The pamphlet shovers do my head in, and then it's like, all right.
I've been seeing so much of it at my local train station on the way to work.
And then you got the people, I love the people that go in and go, no, I want that one. And then they're like, it's like, I don't want any of yours. It's like, yeah, all right, man, we just move on.
Just move on. Just say no, thank you.
Yeah, great.
Just say no, thank you, or yes, please, and just move on.
They've got to do it because do you know what? If you the best is occasionally, and I've seen this. I reckon I've seen it twice because I know I've seen it once, but I thought I saw it another time. Is a guy that you could tell was not in a great mood and wasn't just went past them all and was like, no, and got through them all and then realised that he probably had to go back because when you get in there, you don't know how to vote unless, and then he went back and just grabbed one off one of them. I can't remember who it was.
My God.
And then went in. And it's like, because you do actually, if you're going to vote for one of the parties, just pick them all up if you don't want people to know you're voting for, because you're going to need it. Because when you get in there, you need to know their preferences. It's not going, vote one for this party or this party. So you actually do need the sheets. So by that, they're doing a service. If you're not voting for them, you know what, even if they're lunatics or like whatever, like it's fine. Just they're doing a job. They're doing a job. I will say this for us.
Yep.
We've always done the early vote, which I've enjoyed.
Yep, smart.
The only thing is now, Jack kind of gets a bit of a kick out of it.
Yep.
He doesn't understand anything other than like, I get to go to this thing, gonna go in, you're gonna vote, not gonna help, and I get a sausage, and like he's like, this is kind of cool.
Yep.
And he also, quote unquote, thought it was his opportunity to defeat Dan the villain who shut all the playgrounds down during COVID.
Dan the villain. I wonder, how did he find out about Dan the villain? Was there any sort of, dinner table discussion?
I wouldn't have thought dinner table discussion is just if you drive past, you got a crying kid because he can't climb on a playground 100 k's out of Melbourne when there hasn't been a COVID case in 2 months. Someone's going to tell him the problem. Anyway, neither here nor there that time. But the thing is that he's getting a bit of a kick. So, and this year they're polling at his school.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing. So Saturday morning we'll actually like, and mate, all the kids will be down there playing basketball and kicking the footy and that. So like, it's actually for the first time ever now, it's like a thing. They want volunteers and that, but you
don't want to hand out any pamphlets?
No, mate, it's too hard because I've got basketball and that. You don't know timings. It just gets too hard.
Yeah.
Saturday sport, Sunday sport now, Simon, we're booked up. But look, can we just go back to the Patriots?
Yes,
because that's where we're.
So we've gone way off track there.
That's what we do.
I'm shocked by some of the ads, and like I'm not. This isn't a political show.
We couldn't give a shit.
I'm just more shocked at what they're saying on the ads. It feels like you've given your 80-year-old grandparent the ability to write a script for an ad, and then they've written one.
It does have that vibe about it, some of them.
They've written one.
The anti-greens ones are hectic.
Yeah.
And I think there's better things you can attack them than that. I reckon you can go after them for hate. And look,
they're basically like
it's an irrelevant.
It's like woke's going to kill us. Don't let China take over. Yeah. Like it's fucking extraordinary.
There's better things you can go at them for that than that. But it is nuts.
But unfortunately, that's what people see that and go, oh my God, that is actually happening.
Yeah, what's the one Labor's been going at Liberal for work from home? It's like, yeah, but like I think that they pull back on that, and B, like it'd just be government jobs. Yeah. Like if Peter Dutton gets in power, he can't go to a private company and go, you have to work from home.
No,
you have to go back in the office.
It's chosen by the individual company.
Exactly. It's for the public sector, right?
Yeah. Also, that is a bit annoying though. Like, how do we go from like the beginning of 2020, working 5 days in the week in the office was just like totally acceptable,
and now it's
like you could do from home if you were sick, and now it's like people are like, yeah, I know, I think I might just do 2 days in the office. Like, how the fuck have you gone from 5 to 2?
I'm with you on that. Like, I don't
mind having 1 day from home as a preference.
I like the mix, but at the same time, if I was forced to go in 5 days, I wouldn't be complaining. Like that's just work.
You've got employment. You should be.
And yeah, it's all changed. And yeah, look, maybe it is for the better. But mate, I'm telling you now, of all the people I can tell, I go some yes, some no. There are some people that I've worked with over a period of time or whatever. And whether I work with them now or worked with them in the past, I go, there is no way you're doing working from home. You're taking the piss.
Have you seen the betting on like the markets on the election?
Labor's heavily favoured, aren't they?
Wasn't like 4 weeks ago, they were like $1.60, $1.70. Now they're $1.20.
Okay, so do you remember when, what was that? What was it? It was a Bill Shorten.
2019, Bill Shorten.
Lost to Scott Morrison, was it?
$1.16.
And yeah, because Sportsbet paid out.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that well. Yeah, the biggest early payout they ever did.
It didn't cost $5
million. The punters won. Yeah.
Yeah, that was extraordinary. Like $1.16, you can't lose. You shouldn't be able to lose from that position. Like this one feels different. I can't see the coalition winning.
It's extraordinary to me that they've just.
What are you going to care more about on Saturday night? The election or Collingwood Geelong?
Collingwood Geelong.
I'll even fucking watch West Coast Melbourne over the election. To be
honest. I can't. Like it's not. It hasn't got me this time. I just think that you got these two just unimpressive.
This is what I wanted to say to you. This is the last point I want to make. Sorry to anyone who doesn't give a fuck about politics, because whatever, we're not making any political statements. All we're doing is talking about what's going on, the cultural relevance. But like, if you think about Dutton and Albanese, then last election was Albanese beating ScoMo. Then the election before that was ScoMo beating Bill Shorten. Like, we're talking about 4 or 5 of like the most pretty poorly qualified politicians ever.
The rest of the world must look at us and go,
there's 27 million people in this country. There's a lot of smart people in business. Like,
I would have thought Josh Frydenberg would have been a better go.
I just can't believe that.
But anyway, mate, to be honest,
are the two.
Can we just honestly? I know I'm taking the piss, but why can't like an Eddie Maguire or someone just do it? I know Ed's busy, and I know that, but like someone like that's intelligent, speaks well, is powerful, and doesn't take shit.
He probably put his foot in his mouth with.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. I really am okay with putting your foot in the mouth. I'm because it's just words, and we know he doesn't mean it. The guy is. Like someone like Eddie is a great person that works hard tirelessly, gives back to the community. He's great for society. Like he's fantastic. He's brought up great kids that are going to go and do great things as well. Like, I don't want to hear the shit about he said that. Do you know what I mean? Like if he meant it, that's a whole different story. And at the time, wrong thing. Do your time. That's fine, right? And so he probably would put his foot in his mouth. But that I'm actually okay with it, because we've got to toughen up a little bit in that space. But I just don't. It doesn't. Not even him, but somebody just there'd be plenty of people in the private sector. I like to think there'd be plenty of people that are actually in government somewhere that just have that ability to speak, don't back down, logical, intelligent, will talk the truth to a level.
Yeah,
I'm telling you now, if a politician actually come out and spoke the truth, they would get votes.
This is my thinking. We need at some point a leader to come in and actually make decisions based on what is best, as opposed to what's going to give them the most or the best ability to win the next election, get the next term. That's really all they're doing. They don't, or which union or big company who fucking looks after them they can support. That's all they care about,
mate. It's just.
And you know what? Like. I'm not saying it's good because you can say whatever you want about who's in power over there, but I do believe the US system where you can only have a maximum of 2 terms is a good thing because theoretically your second term you should actually do the shit that's good because you don't care about. You're out. Like your second term should be when you go, you know what, I'm actually going to make the change that is needed to be made and make the decisions that are tough, as opposed to how can I just win the next election? Well, it looks like everyone cares about this societal issue. Let's fucking throw some money at that.
The 2 term, I reckon 2 terms is a great shout, or whatever it is. Having a limited time in there. Anyway, well, it's going to be, it's hard to, you know how it was hard for the Hawks to get up against the Eagles. It's going to be hard to get up for the election.
You know what I'm going to try and do? My goal for this Saturday is I'm going to try and not watch a second of it. Any coverage anywhere.
Mate, just
like I want to be
Fox
told.
Footy.
I want to be told by
504.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to watch.
That's all you need to watch.
Still extraordinary that there's no footy on Channel 7 on Saturday in any capacity.
It is amazing.
Now, Wally, you've brought something in with you this week. I'll let you do the introduction, but it does appear to be a bottle of gin. That's all I know.
Mate, this isn't just any bottle of gin. I'm very excited about this. The gin I'm holding here is from Patient Wolf.
Yep.
Now, this is Matt at Patient Wolf has looked after us here. Big shout out to Matt. This is not just a regular bottle of gin. Do you know what Saturday is, Simon, this Saturday?
I believe it's a centenary game for a football club.
Go Hawks.
Yes.
Go Hawks. We're playing the Tiggies. This is Hawthorn Centenary Gin.
Wow.
Look at this absolute beauty. 100 years of the Hawthorn Football Club. We've got all the premierships down the side, a little bit about it at the back. Now,
I'm holding some of the drinks you can make. So we've got a Tom Collins, your standard G&T and the Centenary Sour, but it also gives you how much millage of Hawthorn Centenary Gin, some fresh lime juice, some sugar syrup, all the stuff you need to add in, the recipe for it.
Matt, thank you so much. You guys are outstanding. Go Hawks.
Yes.
Centenary Gin.
Good luck. Let's drink it after a win. Yeah. How good. Got to move on because
let's do it.
There was some more news that you wanted to talk about.
Mate,
an interview you saw, which I haven't seen. I'm going to play dumb here because I have not seen this.
I love that we're just diversifying a little bit here this week.
Yeah.
With our own sort of spin on it, obviously.
Yes.
Okay, so first things first, I've seen now, you know how we talk about the tabloids and the ridiculous headlines? I saw one of the this isn't the story I'm going to get to, I just want to reference this. I saw one of the more ridiculous ones, and they're all ridiculous. But I think if we're getting to a point where somebody has said, this person isn't this, and then the headline is just the words that they're saying they're not, I think that it's getting ridiculous. For example, there was something, it was Gwyneth Paltrow talking about Meghan Markle, and the headline was a pawn, like she said she's a pawn, and she was saying she won't be a pawn. So the whole thing was you were taking, literally, it's like saying, like the OJ, I didn't do it, I did it, sort of like, the thing. Yeah. If I did it, I did it, and then you're removing the word if. So exact example. If I did it, I'll tell you this would have happened, and just sending the I did it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that we're going to a new level of just disgraceful.
100%
anyway,
we are.
I thought that was really, really
No.
I think that's the worst. That's the worst in terms of headlines.
Well, I think also
when you take out something that makes it mean the opposite.
Yeah, or if
there's no nuance to that. That is just, this means the opposite.
Yeah, yeah. Or if you're denying you've done something and then the headline is, Wall opens up on, or it gives admission to whatever.
Admission.
And it's like
he's admitting he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Even though it's not really.
Opens up about, rumored XYZ. Like that for me is where it becomes quite.
Yeah. Disgusting.
No, good.
Anyway, but the article I read was about Megan. She broke down in an emotional issue.
Oh, did she?
Of course she did. Probably about fucking putting flowers on food or something. This is just, she's insufferable. So I'm like, I'm fine. I stay in my lane, you stay in your lane. But this is just, as somebody that was a kid, a teenager, and then an adult, I feel, and he's now a dad, I felt like I should just bring this up because this is one of them. This is ridiculous. So Meghan Markle has created email accounts for her kids aged 3 and 5 so she can email them as she grows up, which I think is really nice. And then she hands over the accounts when they're older.
Oh, that's nice.
And then they can read. I thought I read
that's really
that.
Nice.
And I go, great.
Yeah.
Great. See, this is the thing. This is what I do for this show, Simon. I go fishing. I'm reading Meghan Markle articles.
I think you would do this normally, though.
Please. Okay. So that's great.
Yep.
Here's the issue. She writes the email every day. She writes an email every night. So let's do some maths here, Simon.
Too much.
Let's even go with the 5-year-old, the older one. All right. So
imagine if imagine if it was criticism, like, "Hey, little Billy, like when you didn't put away your placemat after."
We don't even know the kids' names.
Yeah, I've no idea. I didn't actually.
Billy and Jen.
Yeah, if you didn't put away the placemat after dinner, and like that's a chore that
Harry was so disappointed.
Are they still together?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, she mentions
I got no
in the
idea.
article.
Okay, I got no idea, honestly. It's another the election and the Royals, that's what I tune out of normally.
Yeah, well, I don't that's just on borrowed time, right?
I would have thought so.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry,
so do you reckon, hey, will he go back? Will he go back and become a royal again after they get divorced?
I mean, if he wants to, I'm sure he could.
He won't, like when Billy's the king and he's like sort of telling him what to do and that, will he?
Maybe. What would you compare it to? Like in a sporting world of going back somewhere?
I don't know, because it's sort of like, kind of like if it's just your stepbrother or whatever, it's a little bit different and like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, it's weird.
He's weird.
Is
it like Ross Lyon? Is it like Ross Lyon going back to the Saints?
Which one's Harry's daddy and what's his name? No, not his stepdad. His dad. his biological father. Anyway, that's what makes it a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Oh, because this was that was my controversy. Remember?
That's right.
When we had the controversial takes. Yeah. Anyway, we go.
Wow, we are.
But yeah, what is the equivalent going back to? It would have been.
Is it Ross Lyon's second term at the Saints?
I think it's Wayne Carey at North, mate. If he'd have gone back.
Oh, you're saying? No, I'm saying things that have happened.
No, I don't know a bigger blow up in football that's been rectified. I don't think there has been. It would be groundbreaking. No, Ross second at the Saints. No.
Oh, it was pretty bad the way he left the first time. Anyway.
What was it this bad? Did he denounce St Kilda?
No, he didn't denounce St Kilda.
Okay. Anyway, so Meghan Markle's decided she's going to do 365 emails a year to 2 kids.
Fucking
so
hell.
that's fine. She doesn't do anything else, mate.
It's fucking extraordinary.
She can send 2 emails a night.
I wonder what the word counts.
Okay, this is what we're getting to, though. This is the issue. So I'm like, you're not going to give the kids the emails before they're like in their teens, because a 10-year-old's not going to appreciate this, not have the time to do it. And then I'm like, teenagers don't want this shit. So let's say,
because they're like, how long is it going to take me to read these?
Okay, so let's say she just does it even until...
She should do a yearly one.
Yeah, correct.
Annual.
Or if something big happens, today, honey, I saw you play, it was amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? Anyway, so even if she goes like the 5-year-old until the kid's 10, that's 2,190 emails that kid's got to read at some point in their life. Let's say she goes through to their 18. 5,110 emails. Happy 18th.
Oh my God.
Or happy 21st. Here's 5,000 emails.
Imagine if they had a falling out by then as well.
How delusional is this person? How out of touch could someone be to think that, I mean, don't get me wrong, going by, they're obviously not going to do any work based on shouldn't do it. It's great if you got the time, but at what point I would just roll my eyes at. She's clearly never worked in a job where you get emails.
No.
Because people lose it and go, I got back from holidays, I was away for 2 weeks, and I had 200 emails, 300 emails, or occasionally 1,000 emails. Imagine turning 18 and they go, here's 5,000 emails for you to read.
From one
birthday.
person.
Yeah, from your mum.
Fucking unbelievable.
And the other thing is, what's the different stuff? You're just going to be saying you did this today. And she goes, I like to tell them how proud I am on that day. And I'm like, oof. What are you going to do on a bad day? Because we all have them.
We all have bad days.
What are you going to do when your kid is just an absolute shit?
Well, imagine reading back at it and you're like, geez, that was a bad week. There was 7 in a row where, geez, there were some negative ones. And like, I was good that week when I was 12
there'd be nothing. It'd be a positive spin, like everything. Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Does that inspire you, though, Michael, as a parent?
I will not be doing it.
The only parent on this show. Does that inspire you?
No.
Not to do it. I know you wouldn't do daily, but
Jack prefers on-the-spot feedback. We've had this discussion. He likes on-the-spot, like in-the-moment feedback that helps him improve.
So that means that if he does, say, 2 or 3 annoying things and then the third thing 2 weeks later, you revert back to the first thing that happened, he would be disappointed in you for not coming clean at that time.
If you're going to stand up and go to the toilet, don't piss on the floor, mate. instant. There's no use in me putting that in an email and him reading when he's 18.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just like, mate, basketball this week's so much better. The dribbling's improving. Okay, that's going to help you in 12 years when you've been playing for over a decade. No.
Yeah.
On the spot feedback for him.
But I'm not necessarily saying.
Are you saying
more like sentimental stuff? Like, is there something you would do in, like, say, when he turns 18, he looks back and he goes, "Oh, I never knew that you did, this." Or
sounds like I kind of got it now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, got the time capsule stuff.
True.
Actually, I've created time capsules for him.
There's not a lot of sentimental stuff in there. That's just.
I don't know about that. Like
choosing which suitcase to buy
and when to buy them.
That's true.
Do not pay full price for luggage, people.
I did follow your advice.
40 to 50% off.
Yep.
If it's anything less than that, do not buy it.
Yeah.
And as we know, the rankings, we're an Antler podcast is one.
We are.
Samsonite, American Tourister, they're your three.
No, so you wouldn't entertain any other brand.
Well, I don't think you need to.
Unless you need to go to like a luxury, but I don't
that's a whole thing, like these Julys and all that. They're cool. That sort of stuff Kylie's into. I am a
Yeah.
I'm
You're a meat and three veg.
Yeah, I am, you know me, mate, just a really simple guy. and when it comes to luggage, I think the big three for me, it's the way to go. But we are an Antler podcast.
We are 100%. So we're going to move on. The NFL draft has happened over the course of the last 2 weeks or week. Sorry, how well am I going? The last week. It was Friday last week. Can't wait to find out in a year's time how my New York Giants have just, fucked it up again. But we don't need to talk about that. What we wanted to talk about, it's basically one of the key storylines spun off an idea for you. So obviously Shedeur Sanders, who was
touted originally
quarterback,
could go at number one a few months ago.
And then even number three up until a couple of weeks ago.
But it was like he's going to go in the top 10 or worse, he's going to go in the first round.
Well, a couple of weeks ago I saw mid-20s, so late first round.
Yep.
But what happened? What did he end up being, the third round? Fifth round.
Pick 144 or something.
Extraordinary, right?
Yeah.
So that obviously happened. And
his brother went unsigned but has been picked up.
Yep. But that created an idea in your mind about, for honest lists, some of the best draft steals.
I thought what we should do is that I'm not saying it hasn't been done, but I feel like it gets done historically.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do was an honest list, because I think that even at 144, he's still a bit of a steal. The whole thing with him was, has his production been curated by his father, who's his coach, to make it look really, really good?
Yep.
So he goes into the NFL. And time will tell. I think he's got more talent than that.
Yep.
So what I've done here, Simon,
I like this,
is I've asked us to create our top 5 draft steals that are currently playing.
Yes.
Proven draft steals. We know how good James Herb was at 72 or something.
Yeah, Dane Swan, 58.
Dane Swan, 58. There was Dane Swan, 58. It's insane. So first thing I did is I put a line through father-sons.
Yes, thank you. Good.
Got rid of that. And that's the line I've gone. I'm happy if they're academy. It doesn't bother me. That's 100% fine, because you can bid up in an academy and get them. But
no academies for me.
No, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I actually don't think I have one either. But I might have one, but there was no hiding him. It was like it's a fair pick. So I have that, and then what I've done, Simon,
yes,
is I have kept it to what has been achieved, not going like Nick Larkey went at 70-something. So Nick Larkey is somebody you go, okay, this guy's a Coleman medalist. He's been an All-Australian. He could be, he's a future watch for me. I left that out myself.
Interesting. Okay.
I'd be interested to see which angle you go. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I'll go first. I'll open the batting. So at number 5.
Do you want to alternate 5-5, 4-4, or do you want to do all yours?
No, let's alternate. That's good.
Love it.
Number 5 for mine, a bit of an interesting choice. I think I probably got sucked into the number that he went, but he's been a very consistent player for the Dockers. I've got Luke Ryan at number 5. He went pick 66.
He was definitely on my just miss
out of
list.
the VFL.
Great
it was mature age out of the VFL, pick 66. So that's my number 5. Look at he'll end up playing over 200 games.
Love it.
Probably get some jackets. He's already got a jacket, Luke Ryan. Is he
yes, he got it last year.
Yeah,
and he didn't wear runners to the ceremony.
That's right, he did too.
Yep.
So there you go. Unbelievable player. Very consistent.
There you go. All right, my number 5. This is a little bit because of how deep he went as well, but he didn't just go number 45. He went number 45 in the rookie draft, and that's Dan Houston.
Yeah.
2-time All-Australian, Number 45 in the rookie draft. That's good enough to get into my top 5.
That's good. I didn't have Dan Houston. That's very good by you. Number 4, I actually had you brought him up. It's quite funny, but I actually did have Nick Leggy. I think he's only 25, 26. But I think anytime you get a key forward who kicks you 70 goals every year, just about. Also, 70 goals every year playing for North Melbourne, can I add. Unbelievable set shot, takes his chances, except for last weekend, generally speaking. And he went pick 73. I just think
it's massive.
I think it's a bit like Mitch Lewis. We could be saying the same thing. I think he went 72 if he had played more. But Larky is the example of someone that has got the best out of himself. And he's a top 5. He's probably a top 3 key forward in the comp.
I had 4 or 5.
And he went at 73.
I had 4 or 5 that just missed. Both of those are in your 2, along with the likes of some others, like Dawson and Sicily. Just missed. Anyway, number 4 for me is Harris Andrews. He went pick 61 in the draft. We're talking about a 2-time All-Australian, best first winner. I genuinely think he may be Brisbane's best ever key defender. I think he is in that Mel Michael, Justin Lepich discussion. That's how good I reckon Harris Andrews is. And I actually still think he's a bit underrated. I don't think people appreciate what he does. Everyone plays a different role at footy. Not every single person that's a key defender is a lockdown, sauce, Chris Langford type. The game has changed. We know that. Got Chris Langford reference in. There you go.
A few Hawks already.
There you go. So Harris, and I didn't put any Hawks on my list, which you'll be happy with. Harris Andrews, pick 61 at number 4.
It's a good pick. He's in mine.
Great.
Further down, but I rate him very highly, so that's good. Number 3 for me is Chad Warner at 39.
Oh, interesting.
I think 39 for a player like that is pretty crazy when you think about how good he is. Like you spoke about him yesterday on Footy Review about how when he's not involved, Sydney are obviously
Chad Warner's Sydney's best player.
Yeah, he's explosive. He always kicks goals. He wins a footy. He's damaging. I will take Chad Warner's 24-1 or 27-1 or 28-2 over someone else. Over Andrew Brayshaw's 37. And it's not a knock on Andrew Brayshaw. It's just some players impact games more. He's that player. And I just find it astonishing that in this day and age, a player could be running around and being picked 39 with that ability that he has, that explosive pace. Kicks the ball 65 metres. Like, great. Freak.
I reckon it'd be good to have a beer with too.
Yep.
I don't know why. I just
glad he's staying too, by the way.
Same. It's good. Pick 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Stewart.
Great call.
Went pick 40, 5 All-Australians in 8 seasons, 2 BNFs. I mean, there's not much else I need to say about that. I think that he's a great footballer, great halfback flanker, or halfback or backman or whatever you want to say these days. But
it's a great pick.
Mate, 5 AAs in 8 seasons. And he got picked up at what, 24?
He was 22, I believe.
22.
Playing local footy. That's the thing for me is I think you're 100% right. He's a steal. But is that more about Geelong's development? Like if Tom Stewart found his way onto St Kilda's list.
No, I think it's more about Geelong's development. But
you still got to find.
That's good. I get why. I assume by that you've left him out.
I did leave him out, yeah.
But I appreciate that because this is the thing, Simon, you think differently. You're adding that layer of, yes, that is Geelong's development. This is how high, as much as we hate Geelong, we respect them so much because they are a proper football factory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2 for me is Harris Andrews. So you mentioned it before, I don't need to say, but pick 61. I think his final series last year was incredible. He's always played at an unbelievable level. He's a guy who forwards actually try and stop. They try and negate his ability and his influence in games. He very rarely gets beaten. I think if he, again, it's the northern stuff. Like if he's in a northern state, if he played here for a big club, I reckon he'd be viewed a lot differently than he is. He is, I think, a top 3 defender of the last decade.
Yep, I rate him very, very highly. Now, this guy is also a key defender. This guy's going higher because of the ridiculousness of where he got picked. Jeremy McGovern got picked 44 in the rookie draft. The best bit about this is that the Eagles took 2 other players in the rookie draft ahead of him. So he wasn't only...
He was also mature age too. I think he was 20?
Yep.
21?
Yep. So he wasn't only not picked in the 6 or 7 picks they had in the national draft that year. He was their 3rd pick in the rookie draft. He's then gone on for 5 All-Australians and a club BNF. And although I'll be honest, I actually would probably take Harris Andrews over McGovern. Even though that the league maybe doesn't. I just, in terms of structuring up my back line, I could only have one or the other, it's a different discussion, but I think that there's a better equivalent to him than there is a better equivalent to Harris. Anyway, that's like, I'd take Rance or Scarlett over McGovern in the modern day. But I'd love to have Harris Andrews in that back on with them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But regardless, mate, rookie draft, pick 44. He's a 5-time All-Australian. The guy's an absolute jet. One of the all-time great blokes as well from all reports.
Loves a beer.
Didn't love the hit on Watson, but him being him, it's footy's footy, helped him off the ground. Didn't need to do that.
Yeah, it was still shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah. So didn't need to do that. So clearly a good bloke.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you've I had him number one. And
you have missed one here.
Oh, have I missed one?
Yeah.
I've missed one. That's right. I think that for me, the reason he's number one is, pick 44 rookie draft is, it's a bit like the Dean Cox for mine. Like Dean Cox, I think, was picked 29 from a rookie draft. And would you say Dean Cox is the best ruck of the last?
I think the three in the discussion for the best ruckman of my lifetime are clearly Simon Madden, Dean Cox, and Max Gawn.
Yep.
I probably didn't see enough of Simon Madden to. A lot of older friends tell me he was better than Dean Cox. I think Dean Cox is the best ruck I've seen.
I agree.
I have him one. I've got Gawn two in terms of the modern day.
I agree with that.
But he is, because he changed the game and then Gawn has gone on with it and continued to evolve it.
Yeah.
But Dean Cox was the change in rucking.
But I think McGovern speaks for itself. 44 rookie draft. Even just seeing now, his impact is still huge. Like the way that they nearly beat Essendon when he came back in the team compared to their performances without him. Can play forward. He's the ultimate swingman. The grand final story we all know about. What was it? Yeah, the injury he had, was it like fractured ribs or a bruise? It was really bad. It was really bad. Was it like bruised?
Yeah, it was, I think
punctured
it was
lung or something. I don't even know. It was something. But it was bad.
I think it was bruised ribs.
It was really bad.
Cracked ribs.
And he just fought through it and played unbelievably well. Who have I missed?
Friend of the show. Pick 48, Lockie Neal.
Yeah.
So this one here, Lockie Neal has gone 48, 2 Brownlow medals. I just want to actually talk about this because I know
our man
Lockie Neal, 2 Brownlow medals, premiership captain, 6-time club BNF winner at 2 different clubs. 4.
The phone's gone here, guys.
I can see what else we got written there.
It's upside down. You talking to the mic? I'll get it.
He's won the AFLPA award, the Lee Matthews Award. He's won the AFLCA Coaches Award.
Yes, yeah.
And he's also won the Gary Ayres Medal for Best Player in a Final Series in a premiership year. I don't know what... Now, anybody that doesn't hold Lockie Neal in the highest...
He should be an Norm Smith medalist, I'm going to say it.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, Will
100%. He has been voted the best in different scenarios on the biggest stage, season long, and at club level by 2 different clubs and the people that work there.
Yeah.
The coaches, the players...
Yeah.
And other he's won media awards as well. So everybody involved in football at times has voted this guy as the best player. So I think that it's just, for me, and then being that deep in the draft, outstanding.
Great call. I'm glad I missed that.
Yeah.
Because it added a little bit of extra flight. I love that.
It does.
That was good. Mate, we need to do more honest lists.
Honest lists are great. I'm working on one at the moment.
Okay.
And it's
I still want to rank all 18 AFL theme songs.
We could do that.
It's not really, it's an honest list, but it's 18 as opposed to 5 to 1. It's going to take a long time. Maybe we just do our top 5. Because if we did 18 to 1, that'd be...
What we could do is do our ranking and then we go, here's the 5. Or what we could do is best 5, worst 5.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do that?
That's a good call.
Should we do it next week?
Yeah, good call.
Best 5, worst 5. I'm working on one other that is in the TV commercial world.
Yep.
But it's
Is that my wallet, Jason?
Yeah, well, that's in the best ads of all time. Is that my wallet, Jason? Can't take it, you big shot.
So good.
No, the best.
Even
ad.
better, the campaign to find it and bring it back into public consciousness.
One of the great ads.
Before we go, it's been a while. But we've got to ponder.
Oh, thank God! I thought he was Office.
No, he's not Office.
Just you know.
I saw him a few times gather around, a couple of beers. This is one of the most extraordinary ones he's ever sent. It's come across my desk and there's a lot to it, and I'm going to read it out word for word, which is concerning because it's Pato, but just listen along and give me your views. I was at the sauna on Sunday doing some post-footy recovery.
Love that.
An Asian lady doing some stretches in the sauna. There was an old European lady sitting next to her. says, the sauna is not a place for exercising. Ooh. I don't want to have your sweat on me. Ignore the fact that could have been some racism involved. I was keen to interject and tell the Asian lady not to apologize, as she said, please accept my apology to her. So basically what's happened is the European lady has told the Asian lady to stop doing her stretches and movements. Pato said, do not listen to her. So Pato's jumped in there. Yeah. And his points are here. 1, you don't own the sauna. 2, if you didn't want to potentially come into contact with other people's sweat, the public sauna is probably not the best fucking place. The pondering, therefore, is it okay to be stretching in the sauna?
1,000%. So
he's mentioned that she did some subtle Tai Chi moves, but nothing over the top.
Yeah, but I don't care if she's doing crunches. I don't care. It's more about the space you're taking up. As long as you're not taking up too much space.
Yeah.
The other thing for me is that someone's not going to get their sweat on you unless they touch you.
I mean, unless the sauna is
it doesn't matter what they're doing.
1-by-1 sauna.
Yeah, exactly. And then it wouldn't matter anyway. So I think the bigger thing is that as long as they're not touching you or standing over you and getting the sweat on you, it's an extraordinary take by the
old European lady.
The European lady. I love how to separate.
Separates the race. Extraordinary.
But like, it's and that's what he's saying. So I think that Pato's done the right thing.
Yep.
He's knight in shining armor there
for
the little guy. He stood up. There is no way in the world that I would have an issue with somebody stretching in the sauna. It might be a little distracting if you're trying to chill out and that, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, who can't stretch in the sauna?
It's extraordinary. Speaking of, how's your infrared sauna going?
It's good.
How often are you using it?
5 times a week.
Far out.
So I've spoken about this before.
Is that bad for you?
No. It's the opposite. Obviously, it's good for you. That's why you get them. Infrared.
No, but just like the infrared lighting on you 5 days, it's more.
No, that's the timings. And that their emissions are so well managed and so low that you're completely safe.
Okay.
You still have 20, 25 minutes, 5 times a week, 55 degrees. So it's not extreme. If you're doing
I've done 60 before.
But the thing is, if you're doing 60 for 40 in that, like it's too much.
Yeah.
No, infrared's good. But the thing is, I will say this. I'm doubling down on my hangover rankings from a while back. Don't get me wrong. Number 1 is 100% to get back on it. Number 2 is an intravenous drip. The intravenous drip, always. Number 3 is an infrared sauna. Yeah. Infrared sauna is better for a hangover than jumping in the ocean.
Yeah,
it genuinely is, and it is.
Yeah,
I think that if you go, we're not talking about food. If you go jumping the ocean's 4, and let's say exercise, sweating out any exercise is 5.
Yeah,
it's 3's doing 5 without having to do any of the work.
Yeah,
I'm telling you now, you go through, try and drink a couple bottles of water in there, and then you go through and you come out and you feel a little bit lightheaded or whatever. Chill, have a shower. In 20, 30 minutes, you feel great.
Yeah, well, how good.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get onto it.
Reaching for the jammer.
Well, Wally, you've been great. Big week ahead. Obviously, this time, I just hope we probably won't have a new Prime Minister, the same one this time next week. But enjoy the weekend. We'll see you on a Monday for another honest footy review. So tune in and go Saints.
Go Hawks.